actress. And actually, I did a show years ago.
Did you? Have you met him?
Yeah. And I was hosting a show. I know, we were hosting a show where we were it was called Men for Sale, and we sort of auctioned off, it was a TV programme, various men to a room full of very wealthy women. And he was one of the prizes, and you won, he would serenade you on stage, and then you would get backstage tickets for one of his concerts or whatever.
Wow, double.
And
my iron tablets.
And it was won by Cheryl Gascoigne. Do you know who she is? She was married to Paul Gascoigne, footballer. Gaza Gascoigne. No. And I was so
Gaza.
jealous.
I know Gaza.
He brought her up on stage and sang a little ballad to her, and then presumably she went and saw him backstage. But I was too
Bianca's
embarrassed.
mother?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I know who she is.
So we don't mind if Michael Bolton comes
Oh,
in.
yeah. If he came in here, that would be...
We would so...
Oh!
We'd like, okay, everybody out the kitchen.
I would change every minute. Oh! Play with my hair and all.
Be all coy.
I really, really love him. I kind of...
He's gorgeous.
And he just looks so good now without the hair.
Very rugged, absolutely.
Yeah, he looks
great. That whole hair thing was a bit of a... I saw him at the Albert Hall, actually, last autumn. But it was disappointing only because we had two people who were very drunk, believe it or not, at the Albert Hall in front of us, and they were ruining it for everybody. In the end, they got taken out.
Okay.
Yeah, they got kicked out. I don't know what they were doing, but so that kind of took over the whole concert. And then he played a lot of, instead of playing his classics, he played a lot of sort of classical music songs, so sort of old songs like 1950s and whatever, swing and stuff like that, which is fine because it's for him. But
Nikki, what would you be like if you had to share, like, with like, say, friends, with regards to, like, things you don't like, pet hates you have? Have you ever lived with a group of people?
If I lived with a group of people, yes, I did. 4 years ago.
Right. Oh, no, I mean, like, flat sharing.
No. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I lived with my ex-boyfriend, and I lived with my best friend Carly.
Oh, that's the one who goes to the supermarket 4 times a day. I love her.
That says it all. Yeah, she was equally as insane as me, Bryce. We both had our strange ways.
So it worked.
She's worse.
Impossible.
Well, 4 times a day. Yeah.
She wouldn't last 2 minutes in here, I'll tell you. She can only eat food if she's only just bought it from the supermarket.
Yeah, so she couldn't really survive here, could she? But is it okay for someone to buy it for her, or
No.
she has to go and buy it?
Get it herself.
Oh my God.
Like, if she comes to us for Christmas dinner, she'll have, like, a ready meal, macaroni and cheese.
Why?
Just 'cause we're just strange, Brian. We're just strange.
Yeah, but do you know what? I can understand. I can understand it. I can.
Can you?
Yeah, I can understand how you can get into that frame of mind.
Chantel used to me because we went on holiday together, didn't we?
Yeah.
She's to make
She
us
knows
what?
my strange behaviour.
Nikki, what do you like on holiday? With, like, towels in hotel rooms?
She goes festivals and everything.
What? Should we have a glass of wine?
Is there any?
My God, you're an alcoholic!
I know, but there's not much else to do, is there?
I want any, I'll fall asleep.
Yeah, that's the thing. If you drink in the daytime, you always fall asleep.
Yeah. Especially if there's nothing else to do.
Yeah.
no egg cups here, is there?
I don't think so.
Have you been to a restaurant where you've ordered your starter, main course, and everything at once? You just want everything at
Yes,
once.
and I have it all yesterday.
I just like to have a little bit, yeah.
I'll have some soup. Then
And it stops him. He likes being good friends with them, or they have secrets he doesn't want them to tell. I don't know.
So he has to keep them around.
I don't know, yeah. I just haven't.
But what secret can someone... Same kind of phobia?
Yeah, I guess he sort of. I think it may not even be a phobia. Maybe some guys are just not bothered about necessarily making that commitment. They sort of think things are fine. Why do I need? They don't have that sense of urgency.
Exactly.
And certainly, if you're kind of handsome and attractive like that, there isn't much need to feel that you have to be attached to somebody, because you know there's always going to be somebody else along. There's a kind of confidence and maybe an arrogance, or they simply don't believe in marriage. I know Simon Cowell doesn't believe in marriage. He always used to say that to me. He says, "Well, it's the oldest, most outdated institution in the world. You know, why do you need to sign a contract?" So he's sort of against the principle as opposed to just thinking that it's a romantic thing.
So do you think he would have been the best person around Cheryl Cole when she was going through what she went through?
Oh gosh, no idea.
Do you think if it was somebody else?
I think he's very straight speaking.
Yeah.
Plain speaking.
What would you have said to Cheryl?
Oh man, it's always hard. If somebody loves somebody, you can't stop somebody loving somebody. That's the bottom line. She's got to exhaust that relationship until she feels that she can't. She was obviously trying and trying and trying, I guess. I would have. With my experience, I'd have said, no, there's no way. There's no way he's going to... But you can tell somebody that, but they might have to want to learn it themselves. Yeah. And it's there in their face, and it's happened once, and it's got to happen once, twice, three.
Have you not ever done a like that?
I've got a high sex drive.
Yeah, I don't either. I don't know.
But I was young.
Maybe I do.
When I'm with someone.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
When you are with someone, it's like you
Yeah.
have to have it. But when you're not,
No,
it
I
just
can't be
shuts
bothered.
down.
It's
yeah.
just so like meaningless, I think.
Did you
It
also
makes
not
me
think
feel really low about myself.
what
Yeah.
One night stand.
No, I know.
Oh, yeah.
Where's that egg?
It's
over there,
I
on the
just
side.
put my steak over my tofu salad
Why?
because I thought it'd be nice.
Oh, okay. Did it on purpose.
Yeah.
How soft do you want it?
Really soft.
Yeah, all
Like
right.
the way you made it the other day.
I can't stand doing running.
Do you want to
Got my
let it?
yolk.
I feel like
What's
Glenn.
the yellow one?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't mind that. Hard like that, I don't mind. But when it's running, my God.
You need that bowl?
No. Thank you, no.
No, baby, if you need it, you can get it.
Oh yeah, I need it. Oh yeah. Sorry. Where's the pepper? Oh, it's there. Thank you. Wait.
Richard Branson. That's who you remind me of.
Why?
I don't know. That's who you remind me
That's a
of.
compliment, I'm telling you, yeah? That's a successful businessman.
Excuse me. Sorry.
You know, when you live in America, you grow up so prejudiced. Like you're taught to be prejudiced, like you really are. And in order to not be prejudiced, you have to teach yourself not to be prejudiced. You really do. But you're literally like you're almost taught to be a racist. You really are. And you have to in order to not be a racist, you have to teach yourself not to be.
Well, it's ignorance, isn't it? So you just learn.
It's not necessarily even ignorance. It's just the way it's the way things are set up.
And the point of that is?
No, I just was bringing it
Oh,
up.
okay.
Just giving you some information.
Oh, nice. I like that.
Just so you know, it was just I was speaking aloud.
I just feel like the American civilization is always better and imposes the belief that it's better than anyone else. That's how I feel sometimes.
Their toys are better.
Well,
Huh?
Their toys are better.
It's always better.
Toys. Their toys are better. And
No, but they impose it and they actually believe their civilization, the way they live things and run things are better than anyone else in the
the
world.
reason I will see the thing about that is that Americans learned everything they know from the Brits.
Well, that's what
And then the Brits changed.
Oh,
yeah, you do it.
Yeah.
okay.
So get it boiling. And then 1 minute. Boil it.
You know, because I put a lid on.
Not yet. So you leave it boiling for 1 minute, then after that, take the lid off and leave it for another 6 minutes.
Because you know, most
Not cooking.
there are lots of Americans, excuse me, sir.
But
Lots
not
of
boiling.
Americans, they want to be British so bad.
So that.
Like Americans that are like consider themselves high society or whatever, they want to be British so bad.
Uh-huh.
That's why, you know, in America, if you have money,
Yeah.
you have to come to London. Like that's one of the things that people with money in America, they have to come to London. They have to, you know, you got people Americans who come to London and they stay here for a while. Kind of like Paris Hilton. Remember she tried to do that?
Did she?
Yeah, yes, she did.
But when I go to America, when I leave and come back, I speak so much more English because when I'm over there, everyone's like, "Oh, you're British. See trousers and everything."
Yeah, they want you to say. They want exactly.
Trousers?
I'm gonna tell you, British men, they can knock off American women like that. You go in the club, start speaking with your, and like women.
Yeah, but that's
You-
the
you
same
go-
with
you-
American
you go-
men to English women, I think.
Is it?
I disagree.
No.
Really?
Yeah, I disagree. Well, you know.
To me, it's not, anyway. I don't find them a particularly attractive accent.
Don't you? I love it.
Do you? I mean, I love the way
I love
they speak.
Scousers as well.
Huh?
I love
I kind of
Scousers.
love an accent.
Yeah.
I'd marry a Scouser without even knowing what you look like. Just for the voice.
Why?
I like being English, but I like accents on other people.
Do you like my accent?
Yeah, your Essex accent.
That wooed you, didn't it?
I love to hear British people talk dirty.
Wow, play your cards right. Might just happen.
Well, you know, I got a stacked deck. You know, a stack. Tell her what a stacked
stick.
Huh?
A gear stick.
A stacked deck.
No.
What is that?
No one
Tell us.
knows.
It's cheating. Like you got a stacked deck, you know, all the cards are set up so that each play you make, you're gonna win.
Oh, so I thought you said
A stacked deck.
Yeah. That's what I thought. What's a stacked deck? I'm trying to think. What it
Because
could
somebody
be.
was talking about
I thought it
if
was
you
a
play
deck,
your cards
so-
right, and I said I got a stacked deck.
Oh, right, I get it now. Sorry.
I didn't get it.
Duh.
There.
That's what I said. A gear stick. You went, what?
Anybody want avocado?
Okay.
I'll have a little bit.
I just had one, I'm fine.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, that was quite nice and healthy.
I just love my stick. Ooh, my stick.
Nice.
Ooh,
Is it hot enough?
Perfect.
I just love my stick. Here we are.
This is a bit weird.
Man, this is like the third time I ate already. It's not even 1 o'clock.
Men can get away with it.
Well, I mean, I'm just loading up on carb. I'm loading up right now because when I get out of the Big Brother house, I definitely won't be eating like this. 3 days.
Closet. Is that
Yeah.
like a store? Like a
I
store
think
in wood? Like,
I'd like it if we got a task and won a party.
What?
And I was saying that the other night when I felt like I sound like a real brat. I was like, I want to party.
nice.
Well, they just give us 3 bottles of wine. They must be party, is it?
Yeah, but we want music and nice foods and fun stuff.
I want karaoke.
Yeah.
I want to do my young MC.
What, darling? Oh, yes, they actually. I found them in the kitchen. They were in the kitchen. I didn't go through your things. I know. I am.
So you went into the field with the horse?
Yeah, and so...
Red man, red one.
With Redman and whatever else, and and he sort of came up nuzzling to me and whatever else, and then some of the other horses weren't kind of getting close to me, and I sort of liked him straight away, because they basically asked you to choose one that you wanted or that you liked. Yeah, I mean, for whatever reason. And then she said, okay, let's go over here into this, let's walk away and meet some of the other horses, see if there's anyone there that you want to
connect with.
And Redman came after me, came after me and sort of nuzzling up. And so I said, oh, I'll have him. And so then comes the thing of it's kind of this whole, it's a psychological interpretation of what's going on there. So because when I first chose him, I chose him because he showed an interest in me. So she said, is that the way you choose people to be with, just because they're interested in you? Do you not make that decision consciously about who you want to be with? Or do you just take somebody
First one that comes along.
Almost.
Yeah.
Right?
That's
so
very interesting.
I then speak to you have that conversation in your head of going, oh. Then there was a whole thing of leading him and, you know, whether you're pulling him along, trying to get him to go and getting him to do things he doesn't want to, or him doing things that I don't want to, and how I responded to that. How did I behave to that? And it was the whole thing about taking control, and a lot of stuff with my mum came up, you know, lots of relations. It wasn't just about sex addiction or anything like that. It's about your human behaviour and your emotional behaviour and how that translates into the way that you've lived your life and how you've allowed people around you to...
I want to do that.
And went, yeah, well, there's places you can go and do it. It's a wonderful, but you have to be prepared for it to completely...
break you down.
I thought, bloody horse, I mean, I love horses, what the hell do I want to do this? And it was all about your vulnerability. Your vulnerability was just shown... Of course, we had a camera and sound as well, filming all this, but I was absolutely in peony.
Yeah.
And we're different people at different times. Unless you stay the same person, and you're interested in finding out what that journey was and why were you the way you were, doesn't mean that you were bad then. It just means that what made me behave or be the person that I was then, and what is it that's making me the person that I am now? Part of that will be the way that you are now is because you presumably didn't. You've gone through that episode, and you want to be something else now.
Yeah. I don't know. I can't understand her. I don't know who she is, and I feel cheated on because she was around for a very long time.
A huge part of your life. Yeah.
She was around for a very long time.
But it's important. I always think not to regret, in terms of regret wastes a lot of energy and can be a lot of heartache. It's, you know the old saying, it's never, you know, it's never a sin to sort of, you know, make a mistake, but it is a sin not to learn from it.
Yeah.
Whether
I
you
like
think
that
she was a
analogy.
mistake.
Yeah. It's not
You know, it's just really important that you can have experiences, and I certainly have been various different people, or, you know, I look back and I think, wow, how did I...
Apparently, we are an individual. We have almost like 7 sub-personalities. We all have like characteristics of ours which can be divided in sub-personalities. So you are a sub-personality when you go out. You are one of those. You are one when you're dealing with business. You are one when you interact with your parents. You are one, do you know what I mean? We all have sub-personalities. But, and, you know...
Ricky, you'd said a very valid point there that you shouldn't have regrets.
Yeah, no, definitely.
And what you've said
It's
about relationships you've had and high-profile relationships and people knowing about
Listen,
it.
how was
Have you not
Sven?
regret some of that where you kind of went... Or
Rika,
do you
how
learn,
was-
like...
No,
where you
stop it. I want to know about Sven. Is it really good?
And you say
I'll
that
tell you.
it's not a sin to make a mistake, but it's a sin to not learn
to
from
learn
it.
from it, yeah.
How did that
So
happen?
that's quite good what you've said. It's not regretted, but once
Yeah.
you learn from it...
Well, I can't regret it because I can't undo what has happened before. Of course,
But
there are
how did
things-
it happen?
There are conversations going on.
No,
here.
I want to know
There are
now. I'm
things you
sorry, I'm
do.
fascinated.
There are things that you do in your life. I mean, I think the thing in my life has been because the few relationships that I have had have been prominent, they've been public.
Yeah, of course.
So people have, like we have, opinions about other public relationships.
Yeah.
And people don't really know what's going on in the
Yeah,
background.
that's true.
But again, being the sort of feminist that I am, I look back at my very unfeminist behaviour in the past, although I think at the very core of me I always have been a feminist, is that I sort of think, that I feel very strongly that the woman, and in this case it has always been me, is always seen to be the guilty one, or it's my
the women
fault.
always are
you know,
the
it's my fault
blame.
the marriages have broken down, or that relationships have ended. Some might even allude to the fact that it was my fault that I was, you know, beaten up or whatever, you know, that
Of
sort
course,
of thing.
I forgot
And
that.
I take my... I've always been a person who takes my share of responsibility, always, because I don't have an inflated view of myself and think that I'm too good to apologise or to be in the wrong, although I am mostly right now. so I think that I do look back and I think there are things that, of course, you wish you hadn't done or you had learned, but I've learned so much from that. And I think that was the beauty. And in fact, ironically, the relationship with Sven, and I can say this because I wrote about it in my book, available in all good bookshops.
Hardback.
Please buy the hardback.
Yeah.
No, was that that was the first relationship that I actually took a stance, and I had actually learnt something. I learnt to be a bit Ulrika-friendly, rather than subject myself to somebody who was behaving in a way which I deserved much better, or who wasn't even willing to... The thing was that... I'm sure
She's finished with him a long time ago.
I don't think he's got a job anymore, anyway. No, because he was in the World Cup, wasn't he?
Oh, yeah.
Managing Ivory Coast, I think. But, no, what I learnt from that was that instead of, you know, there was somebody, it came out in the papers...
God, it was a massive deal, I
It was
remember
a
it.
huge
Yes.
story. Well, of course it was.
They were
it was
outside your
like,
door and
the two more
everything.
unlikely people in that
Yeah.
respect. But
Yeah,
so
I mean, that in
came
itself.
out, and then very quickly, because the world is run by men and football is the most important thing in the world, it became a story about myself and Nancy. It had nothing. Sven was suddenly sidelined.
Whatever. It's good for you.
Funny. Preston,
Yeah.
can you wash me an apple, please?
Wash an apple, yeah.
Is that alright?
Is that
A nice one.
Should I be doing that?
No,
Is
no, is that one got funny
It's
holes
got one
in it?
little guy there.
Yeah, I don't want one that's got maggots as well. Oh, this one. Oh no. Oh no, I
They're
don't
all.
want one.
Oh, don't be
Oh,
surprised.
yeah,
Oh,
did
pear.
you have maggot in your year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I watched him at V the other week.
How was he?
So funny. I've seen him before.
They've got a new thing, a new album or something, haven't they?
They're so... I love Goldie Look and Chain. They're hilarious. There's this new band called Midnight Beast who, like, try and copy them. They're quite funny, but they're nowhere near as good.
Huh? Is that bad? Do you want me to cut that bit out?
No.
Are you just going to put it back?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't like it. It's got 2 fingernails.
Yeah. It is fingernails properly, isn't it?
Yeah.
Great.
Guys.
I'm sorry that Delia let you down, Nick.
No, I...
And we had that kind of Swedish connection. Sounds
Of
pathetic,
course,
but
right.
you know, when it first
could speak
started,
Swedish.
when it first started, it was-
Crack
Would
on.
you like some wine?
Huh?
You said you'd like some wine.
Yeah, I might just have a little glass of wine.
Have it.
Just like a bit like, why
Have
not?
Might as
Try
well.
it.
Brilliant.
Surely something's got to happen today, because I can't believe they'd let us sit on for the 3rd day in a row and not do nothing.
I know.
Well, we had Darren last
Yeah, I
night.
suppose.
We had Nicky's task the day before, so
Yeah, you're right.
because it's eviction, I might just go. We can't be bothered with trying to cut in Josie going.
And also Saturday night is like a boring night. It's just a repeat
I
of...
don't watch on Saturday because it's.
Yeah,
you've seen
exactly.
it.
So we
Yeah,
don't need to do nothing today, do we?
No. We can do a John. We can just go not talking.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you.
It's sort of burning off, isn't it?
I'm going to have a bath, I think.
Yeah, it's nice, that bath. Have you been in it yet?
No.
It's lovely. You can stay in it for ages. It's something to do, isn't it? What's it, Friday? Yeah.
Can't believe it's Friday. It feels like it's Saturday.
It's gone so quick this week. Like, I think that we got picked up on Monday. Get back from Cyprus.
Not till tomorrow.
Oh, really?
It's horrible thinking that she's not watching.
Oh, I bet she is. They must have English telly out there.
I think she watched Launch, but she's not going to go to the bar every night.
Oh, I bet she will.
I hope so.
Oh, I bet
doubt
she
it,
will. I'd say definitely. You're really close to your mum's. I'd say 100% she will. Who's she gone with?
though. My cousin.
Oh. Where are the dogs then?
My sister's looking after them, begrudgingly.
well, my
I
best
will
friend
never ever let
Jenny,
a
we're
sister down.
we call each other sisters, and it's so important about that
Well,
connection.
also, from a shallow point of view.
What?
From a shallow point of
Here
view.
we go,
you
more
know,
detail.
No, not like that. But you know when you ring your girlfriends, well, I've met a guy. The one you-
There's mad things, like you can buy like wardrobes for your dog's
I know,
clothing,
sofas.
everything. Yeah, sofas, the lot. They've got nice beds. Yeah, I bought them nice little beds. Did you bring an
I've
egg?
asked for them. I'm waiting.
All right. What ones? What have you got?
One of Mum and the dogs.
Yeah.
One of me and my friend Sarah, and one of me and my friend Leon.
Ah.
You've got yours, haven't you? I saw the one of your mum and the dogs. All your dogs.
Yeah. I've got my dogs. They haven't given me my other one yet. One of my mum and my brother. It's a bit weird, but I think they've got to call them or something.
Spoken about.
Yeah.
What are we talking about? Oh, well, you don't want it being spoken.
Oh, you could get in and just go.
What, you,
He's like-
your...
And drown him.
I would drown him.
With your breasts.
Yeah. I would.
Who's that? I think it was my leg.
Do
just
these
spasming.
things vibrate like our mics?
No, I think it was
Because
just my leg.
Yeah, of course.
I felt a vibration before. What are you?
On the mic.
Yeah, on my mic. He just thought his phone was
I just
going.
was like, oh, my phone's going off, but I think my leg was just
Really?
spasming.
Yeah.
And I keep checking for my wallet.
I wish I could drink as much water as you do.
It's so good for you.
I don't drink enough. I really don't drink enough.
This is Big Brother. Housemates are reminded not to hold or spin their microphones around by the wire.
Brian?
What? What did she say?
Don't spin your microphone by the wire.
No, I was just calling Chantal a bitch. Now, where were we?
We were in the middle of having
If someone was that competition going, and what, Chantel? What can you say? Come on. What is it? Get it off your chest, fake as it is. Come on. Say it. Oh, gonna cry, are you? Gonna cry?
Oh, don't be mean, Brian.
And that's for you.
Brian, why are you being so horrible to us?
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. That's the fighting spirit. Well, you know what? Now what?
Put that in your pipe and smoke it.
I don't smoke.
We'll start.
Because you're Brett right. Anyway, and sing.
Yeah, so do you want a coffee or anything?
So tea?
Brian, do you want tea or coffee?
No, thank you, love.
You have it black, don't you, babe?
You blacked out.
A black coffee, please. Thanks.
Was it Mr. Ed?
In the horse that I was with was called Redman. He has a lot to answer for wherever you are.
Is it based on the 12 steps or?
Yeah.
What 12 steps?
This is
12
steps
steps
of,
Alcoholics Anonymous.
or cocaine or drug or. So one is acceptance. I think like the fifth is you ring up and make amends to people you may have harmed or said things to or done things to.
Well, there's 12
I'm-
steps basically.
Ah.
Believing in a greater power
Well,
to.
I'm not addicted to anything. I just want to know me.
Well, the Hoffman process is now supposed to be the in vogue thing.
Oh yeah.
I need to do that with pizza. Can I do 12
Pizza
steps
addiction.
to stop
Yeah.
for my pizza addiction?
Now, you
That'd
just
be great
sounded really
after
dorky
our 2 hour
by saying
analysis
that.
here.
So not dark
he
rock
goes,
and roll.
I need to do that for pizza.
I know.
I can't.
That's very interesting. This is a proper studio.
It is. You keep thinking it is actually a studio.
Yeah. We're living in a studio.
Kind of reminds me of the Big Breakfast, of that kind of vibrant.
Big breakfast.
Big Breakfast was a program.
Did you do Big Breakfast?
Yeah.
But that
ages
wasn't
ago.
here. That wasn't here.
No, it wasn't here, but it's like that kind of very airy,
Bleached
housey.
out, yeah. Studios always look so different in, like, always much more crap in real life. They just do wonders with their camera angles and stuff.
Well, it's like one of press,
Like
press
if you
TV.
do, like even the Bright stuff or something like that, it's a tiny, tiny room with like
Oh,
about
I
5
know,
people.
it's tiny, isn't it?
The right stuff, that's on Channel 5.
Yeah,
That's at the,
I love doing that.
That's the same place they do. That's at Princess TV, isn't
He's
it?
a cool guy.
Who, Ian Wright?
Princess Productions.
No,
Yeah.
Matthew Wright.
Oh, okay.
It's done at that big shopping centre.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whiteley.
Queen in Queensgate, was it?
Well, they do something for the weekend as
Yeah.
well.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, with
Tim Lovejoy.
Tim, yeah.
Oh yeah, he came on Shooting Stars.
He's cool. He's a big Scar fan. Likes his Scar.
He was very nice.
He's cool.
That cigarette packet is like horrible.
Gross, right? Looks like the front cover of some heavy metal album.
Yeah.
Yeah, think about that when you light up next.
Exactly.
No, that's
It's
my
awful that you
addiction.
have to put the cigarette packet away so you can't look at
can't
it.
see it,
No, but
yeah.
I always think
You need to make some
that
food.
the whatever the warnings are, they're the only one that applies. Like, so if it's smoking while pregnant harms your baby, I'm just like, oh, phew, I'll be all right.
I'm not pregnant.
Really?
There must be bigger
When
characters.
Brian Downey walked down the steps, I was like, no, seriously, they've got it all wrong. Someone has made a mistake.
There are bigger characters coming.
This I lasted 10 weeks.
So don't
babe,
relax
not
yourself.
Well, I didn't have to, did I?
Can you imagine though, seriously, if I come down and you're like, what are you doing here?
Yeah. Are you meant to be?
You meant to be here, babe. I'm like, yeah, but it's also a big brother.
Yeah, what? Seriously, I don't get it. It must be a mistake.
But I guarantee you, there's people out there that, in the papers, are people thinking, is this the ultimate house?
Exactly. This can't be it, you guys.
But I think
I'm
you could
thinking
say
that. I'm not
anywhere.
even in the paper.
Do you know
and
what
I'm
I
thinking
mean? You
that.
could, if there was 10 other people, you could say it. Do you know what I mean? I think,
I think they're going to get an ex-housemate in to come in and put one of us lot up.
Yeah,
They can
maybe.
choose.
Listen, it's all really nice. Please pass the salt, honey bun.
It's lovely.
It's all really nice.
Yeah.
And, you know, I think everyone I've met here, kind of had to be here. Like, you know, I had
You can
those
understand.
names. Exactly.
Yeah.
I can understand why the people that are here. But then for some reason I'm thinking the ultimate is a huge word for just them to, you know, for this to be it.
But the guys behind the scenes are so clever. And they also, don't forget, will be loyal. People, the fans are obsessive. No.
Don't shake, I hate it.
Okay, I won't shake, I won't sleep. What will I do? Jesus Christ, I can't really do much.
It makes me nervous you sit there going like that.
Go on, Brian.
It's that they're very clever behind the scenes. They obviously know what they're doing.
Yeah.
They had it planned for months.
Yeah.
Years.
Just with you as the exception.
Just with me.
Yeah.
As the exception.
A nutritional lunch.
I'm only joking, my sweet.
Maybe Helen said no, so you know they gave it to me. I think I said that somewhere. I think I said that maybe. I think my VT. You couldn't get Helen.
No, that's not true.
Oh, my eyes are going
It's trying to be funny.
saggy and shaggy and oh my gosh.
Do you think she'd come in?
Yeah, I think I wasn't. Because again, I slept well last night, but I think maybe I'm not used to sleeping well.
Helen, was it Myers 1 second?
Yeah. Why
I'm
would you
used to
come in?
sleeping long and
Over it.
Moved on with her life.
And is she with that bloke?
No,
Paul?
they broke up.
Oh, that's a shame.
I want Stu to come in. He's so fit.
Who?
Chicken stew.
Yeah.
So fit.
No, I thought Dale. I'm not Dale. The other Stuart.
Oh, no.
Oh, Dale. I went out with Dale for a little while.
What was he like?
He was really nice.
Oh, what
I
my.
went out with him. I just...
dated.
keep it in the family, don't you?
Oh, no, not. It was, there was only the one guy that I was sort of went out with.
Good kiss up. It's a great kiss up.
Yeah.
And
Huh?
how was everything else with him?
Oh, no, we just went out for dinner. That was it.
Oh, Chantal.
Did he pay?
Oh,
Yeah.
What kind of
Yeah. I didn't go out with him. I just went on, like, we just hung out.
Did you snog?
We did, yeah.
Did you do anything else?
Chantal, who haven't you snogged?
Well,
You snogged Dave Bowers.
Open this.
You don't.
You just have to
Do it to the spouse.
Ah, how interesting.
turns up and he spends
A Paul in
and
his
then
kitchen.
leaving me babysit.
Well, you're getting jealous.
So we haven't spoken since. He didn't even thank me for the ticket.
So you ended up babysitting a 13-year-old brother when you were thinking,
At
I'll
the
call him because
festival.
I've got a chance of getting bow chicka wow wow.
Van doing whatever he's doing. I know what he was doing, but I can't say it on TV.
Sorry.
Or to wish me good. Because I told him I was going to Australia. Hasn't even rung me before I go to say good luck, rah rah.
No, you said to him November, and this is
No, I said
September.
I'm going on the 20. I said I was going on the 23rd
Of
to
August.
Australia, travelling till January. A
Yeah.
lot of people think that,
Okay.
They'll get a shock.
Obviously now they know.
but he's just he was just awful, like so awful. And so glad I got
He's
away
woken
from-
up.
where did
I
you
won't-
meet him?
Oh,
You like banging
Drinking the
people,
Beast's
don't
Coke.
you?
Is this his?
and
Drink
I
it.
just like he hung around in our group of friends,
Yeah.
and he was like brought him out.
Yeah.
And did you?
Yeah, until I broke up with him, and now. No
Do you mean that?
way.
You wouldn't?
100%. I've moved on now. I'm really glad he came to the Big Chill because it made me see him. Yeah.
Would Nikki, would you go out with a football player?
Never. Would you?
No. I've been
Why
though.
would you go to football
I
player?
won't say who it is.
I just don't like.
Hey.
I won't say.
I
can
used
whisper
to
it.
want to,
Go on
but
then.
not anymore.
Premiership.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Tell me if I know his name.
Oh, okay.
Would I know this person?
Yeah, you'd heard of him.
What's that?
You'd heard of him.
David Beckham. Oh my God, Macaulay, well done.
Biscuit. Yeah, I do know who you mean.
Don't repeat it though.
No, I won't.
Attractive? Really attractive. Better than her
Cristiano
Defoe.
Ronaldo.
I don't think Cristiano Ronaldo's that hot. Hot.
John Terry.
Who's John Terry?
Joe Cole. These are the only ones I know. Stephen Gerrard.
Yeah. Saul Campbell.
Jamie Redknapp.
Louise is like, what?
William Callas.
The guy from
Didier Drogba.
The guy
What other ones
the guy
do we
from
know?
Oh, Didier Drogba.
Eric
Hot.
Cantona. Eric
Didier
Cantona.
Drogba is hot though.
Gus
I
from
like
Big Brother
Didier
4.
Chantal,
Jason from
do you think
Big Brother.
Drogba is hot? Drogba.
No, I don't.
Jason
Why
Mraz
not?
is.
Just don't know.
Oh, yeah,
I don't
number
find him
5.
Gosh from Big Brother 4.
He's bum.
No.
I want to think that I know who he's talking about. His great
Someone's
big
brother.
muscly blonde guy, quite
Yeah.
old.
He's got a brother as
Gaza. Is it Gaza?
No, it's he's got a funny name.
I didn't even have to ask her. Freddie Lumberg.
That's it.
Ah! Can I rap for you now? My attitude is totally different.
So, what did she say? Of course you can. You know you want to. I know you really want to.
You okay, Eureka?
Right now you've got the angel and the devil on your shoulder, don't you?
Just taking
The
a
angel is
15-minute
like,
nap.
and the devil's
If
like,
you-
yeah, you know you want to.
Oh please.
Oh, calm.
What team? What team?
I don't know.
No, don't. She's told you that'd be a bit mean. Just tell me. No, seriously, we shouldn't ask.
Oh, she'll whisper. The whole nation knows. Might as well. Do you think that no one's going to...
Yeah, it would come up and think.
Well, no,
they were gonna-
they can't do
Either
that
they-
because it's someone
they're
else's
not
name,
gonna
so...
Yeah, it won't be shown anyway. They can't show names.
Oh, can they
Oh,
not?
I kind of feel
Don't,
bad.
please don't.
Oh no.
No, because that's not fair if someone tells you something.
Yeah.
It's like the secret you told me last night. I only told Nadia.
You wanted to tell us.
Oh, Nadia, can I have a biscuit, please?
No.
Okay.
Joking. I love it. You are no better than other...
You know better. You're no better than anybody else.
Okay, do it in a Scottish accent.
You're no better than anybody else in this house.
Do a scouser.
No,
Love
do
scousers.
the whole text in Scottish.
You really need. I can't because I've mastered it in
So,
Welsh.
do it in Welsh. So, Imogen
You
text
really
her.
need to keep yourself grounded, Nikki. You're no better than anybody else in that house. People are getting tired of your rants.
Who's that?
Imogen from Big Brother. She needs to go away and get a life.
Laters.
Yeah, it's like, what's wrong with you? God, I've been so healthy on my diet in this house. I'm losing so much weight.
You're doing really well.
Aren't I?
Yeah.
This chocolate biscuit diet is amazing.
I recommend the apple pie and custard.
I've not tried that diet.
You lose so much weight.
I also like the crisp sandwich diet.
Yeah.
Yesterday.
That was an amazing diet. What's the tofu diet like?
You put so much weight doing that. Honestly, stick to the apple and custard.
Okay.
And chocolate digestion.
It's all those things you see like on You've Been Framed or Candid Camera shows when the baby's completely covered in chocolate. And they go, the chocolates are obvious, they go, did you eat mommy's chocolate? And they go, no, mommy. Chocolate over the face. Tell mommy I swear I didn't touch your chocolate.